Hi, and welcome to Marshy's Inspired Studio. If this is your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe if I bring you any value or entertainment. Just one thing could save your bacon. Okay, so what we're talking about today are like 15 things in rapid fire of what you definitely need to do going as a solo traveler into Europe on a cruise on NCL. Okay, so first things first, I wrote grandparent memories from the heart and 13 interactive challenges to self-discovery. You can find those links below, and that's the end of my commercial. Okay, so first things first, your passport. Okay, this is so important. The name inside your passport must match your tickets. If they don't, you still have time to get that corrected. Now, with NCL, they didn't ask me my middle name when I took the reservation. As a result, my airline tickets are not correct, and now they're trying to charge me $100. Avoid this mistake, okay? Now, who's responsible? I think it's NCL. All right, so copies of your documents. Oh, man. Your passwords for your electronics are important. Now, how are you going to do this? How are you going to keep copies? One, I'd keep a hard copy, and I don't mean just your passwords. I mean a copy of your passport, your driver's license, the back of your credit card, your credit card number. Why am I saying that? Because on the back of your credit card, there's a 1-800 number and the international 1-800 number. These things are important if you get into a jam. You need to have hard copy, meaning paper, but then you also need electronic. So how should you do this? Number one, take a picture. Number two, you need to email it to yourself so it's in your email, so you can get to your email if you don't have Wi-Fi. And then it's in your pictures because you took a picture of it. So you're going to have it 3 different ways and 3 different ways to get access to these documents. Also, the documents that you'll take pictures of or screenshots, and take a screenshot by sliding across your phone, is your boarding passes, your tickets, anything that you're going to, like an event or a museum. You need to make sure that you make copies. Okay, the next thing, to go into another country, they have special requirements, whether it's a visa, an ETA, the ETIAS, because I'm going to the Mediterranean and Europe. I'm flying into Barcelona and I'm leaving from Italy. So there's all these different things and different customs that I have to go through when you're on a cruise ship. So in the US, it's a little different when you're going to the Caribbean than it is, I say, abroad, right? It's different than going to Canada or Mexico, because I think those are sister countries, right? They're in our continent. You're going somewhere else, right? And so you've got to be even more due diligent. So they may want proof of financial capability, and they may ask for your travel insurance, your medical. So you have to have, if you've gotten an NCL cruise and didn't do the insurance, then you need to do it, right? You have to prove that. And you need to have, again, a picture on your phone, a hard copy, those types of things to document. So when you're there in the line going, I don't know, and I've got my 2 bags, my personal and my carry-on, what am I going to do? You need to have it right there with you. Okay. The next thing is, are you planning on a solo trip? If so, where are you going? Put it in the comments below. All right. So then the next thing is your credit cards. you need to make sure that you notify the bank. Hey, I'm going such and such. I will be making charges. Okay. I have been on vacation before and they canceled my card. And I'm going, what's going on? And it was because my card had gotten compromised. Understand there are pickpockets and somebody could get access to your card. Another reason to have a picture of uh, your credit card. You're going to leave one in the safe in your room, right? In your cabin, and then you're going to also have, one in your suitcase, and then the one that you're carrying along with you. So that is important, because if it gets compromised or stolen, you need to call them and say, hey, this brings me to my next point. You need to have more than one credit card. You keep one with you and then one left in your cabin safe. Why am I saying this? Because if you get pickpocketed, okay, you're not completely without money. You're not completely without some way of getting home. Okay, very important. Okay, a currency plan. Don't over carry cash. So if you're following me at all, you know that I went to the bank and converted my cash before to get my euros before going to that country. Why? Because it's going to be cheaper. It's going to save me time and aggravation. Yes, you can do it in the airport. Yes, in the airport, in the bank, they charge you an exchange fee and a service fee. Why? They're trying to keep their doors open. It's going to be more expensive and a long line at the airport. Whereas if you'll just go to your bank, take care of it, it could be 2 to 3 days before you get your money. Now, make sure that you get enough, because I didn't do that. After I got my money, I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm going to need more, because I started adding up how much a taxi was going to cost and this and that and all this mess. And I was like, oh, I didn't get enough cash. Now, that doesn't mean I carry all that cash with me the same day. What it means is that I keep just enough for what I need that day, and I keep the rest in the cabin safe, because that allows me to have enough money if I get pickpocketed or something happens. Now, the next thing is, don't have all your money in the same place when you're carrying it around and you're walking and exploring and taking pictures and doing all this stuff. You're going to want a money belt that comes over. Oop, y'all saw my tum-tum. Okay. So no one can see. And then I have a fanny pack. That fanny pack, I'm going to have some money in there. And then also my phone has a little thing. I'll keep like €5 or something in here, or maybe some coins. And the reason for that is I can get to it very easily. Okay. But you want to have your money spread out. How's a way that you hide your money? Put it in the comments below. Okay. Okay. Traveling with NCL. When I first started this, I was going to go with Costa because it was a great deal, but I'm platinum with NCL. I didn't feel comfortable with Costa. 2 days of full exploring and getting ready to do it, to pull the trigger. I went to sleep on it. I always say when it's a big purchase, you should sleep on it 3 days before you just dive in. I didn't feel right about it. I felt real uneasy. I had nightmares and I said, nope. So I went back to NCL. So is this your first time to cruise with as a solo traveler with NCL, with Norwegian Cruise Line? I will say this, they cater to solo travelers. They're probably one of the best cruise lines out there that does. Also on Facebook, if you don't know about this, excuse me, you should do this right after watching me. Go to Facebook and look for your particular cruise, and you may join a group, and you sometimes they'll have like little like shot glass exchanges, or a little group of people that got on that Facebook group, and they're going to meet, right? And you might meet some great friends, right? You don't know. But if you're a solo traveler, it's important to get familiar with who's on the ship, because when you're out and about, you'll see them, or you're on an excursion together all of a sudden. It's important to get to know those people. Okay. So look out for Facebook and the particular cruise that you're going on. That's a great tip for you. If I'm bringing you any value, please like, share, and subscribe. That helps me continue to bring you content, because it does take me time to do this. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is your phone plan. Okay. Now, when I'm in the Caribbean, I don't think much about it, right? It's just pretty much included. But when you go to Spain, and you're going to Italy, and you're going to Croatia and Malta and these different places, what happens is international roaming, which costs big bucks. Okay. So you're not going to be in airplane mode. The reason you're not going to be in airplane mode is because you may need translation just like me. Okay. And I'm going to show you this. If you've not done this yet, you need to do it. Okay. So I'm going to show you this on my phone. And what I've done is, you'll see here, I have Google Translation put up. I have the two airlines. I have the flush. You can't see it very well, but I have the flush and to find the toilet apps. They're free and can be used offline, and the NCL app, all on one page on my phone. And the saved things for the Google Translation is what this is up here. So I can say, how do I go to the bathroom? Please. Good morning, right? What is this on the menu? Okay. So I have one page on my phone completely dedicated for what you need. So back to the phone. Call, like I'm with AT&T, it's 611. That's 611. And you say, hey, I need the international plan. I think it's between $10 and $12, depending on the day of this recording and when you're watching it. You'll just have to call and ask. Same thing with Verizon. Because when you're using Google Maps, that's the other thing, you need Wi-Fi. So the Google Translation, you will need Wi-Fi. And because of that, or your data, right? Your data, which you do not want roaming. That's why we put it on airplane mode. There's a difference between data and Wi-Fi. So you could use an eSIM, a SIM card, but understand some phones don't allow you to add one, a physical SIM card anymore. It's built in. So you'd have to do some digital thing. And the last thing I want to have happen to you is some kind of scam. I have a whole series on scams, and you can see that in my playlist. So I'd much rather just go through my phone company and pay that $12 or whatever it's going to end up being, because if I don't use it in that country, then I'm not charged, which is a big deal. Okay. Let me know which one you're going to go with. Are you going to go with the SIM card, or are you going to go with the plan with your phone company or your cellular company? Let me know what you've decided to do. Your emergency contacts. Okay, when you're solo, things can't happen. Who are they going to call? Who is NCL going to call? Make sure that emergency contact is in there. Your phone has set up emergency contact. You should have it in there so medical professionals can get access to know who to call in event of a situation. Excuse me. You need to also, like, I have this little Samsung thing. I picked it up, and in here I have a place for notes. And so in also I have a place for money and my card. And so, like, money, that kind of thing. I have it because it's all in one place. Now, how are you keeping your stuff organized? How are you going to be organized when you're at a cashier, or you're checking out and you're buying a t-shirt, or you're buying a coffee and a croissant, or a gelato? Everyone's like, oh, gelato, gelato, gelato. So I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Medications and the doctor's note. So you get to be my age and you start having medications, prescription drugs. Well, going through TSA, it might not be that big of a deal, but they're starting to crack down. However, what about when you're in Spain? What about when you're in Italy? What are they going to do? Are they going to let you on the plane? They're not going to let you on the plane. They're going to confiscate it. Let's say you've got that CPAC. What are you going to do? You have to know this stuff. And if you're at the 2-week mark, you better get on it if you haven't done it. Okay. If you have any words of wisdom, put it in the comments below, because when people read comments, it helps them. Okay. So I decided I'm not taking my back medicine. Just pray to God that my back doesn't seize or something, right? Because I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk losing my prescriptions. So if you have subscription drugs, you need to keep them in the same container they came in, and you need to do a letter from the doctor saying, yes, this person needs this, da 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 da. Okay. Packing light, mobility matters. So less is more in this case. You do, luckily I'm platinum and I get free laundry. So I'm like, no problem. I can wash my undergarments, I am not packing more than I can pick up. You need to understand, airline staff are not allowed to carry your bags or put it in the overhead bin. So if you can't get your suitcase up over your head, you probably should not. You need to reevaluate what's in your bag. Okay. And then your personal item. You have to be real smart about your personal item, because you have your liquids in a quart size container, and you'll have to put that, you'll have to take that out and put it on there. You need another like pouch for all your cords and wires and all of that kind of stuff. And then because you're going to want that for this overnight flight. It's a long flight, and you're going to want to make sure that you have your tablet and your phone charged and your earbuds and all of that stuff. So you need a container, a pouch with all of your stuff. Now, I bought myself a seat organizer, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Is that really going to work? Is that not going to work? Oh my God. I got it yesterday. It's awesome. So you know how like on the airplane, you have that one like little net and you can't get anything in it. You can't even get your water bottle in it without it spilling or some kind of mess. Okay. This organizer has 3 clips. It goes over, And it has a place for your water bottle. It has a place for your phone. It has a place for your tablet. It has a place for like some socks or, your chapstick, that kind of stuff is all organized in its own little pockets. It's awesome. I think I spent, I don't know, $10, $12 for it. It's going to be worth it to stay organized because I don't know about you, but it seems like I lose my earplugs or I lose, and then it's it's on the floor and then I'm down here looking for it and it's rolled up under two seats. I'm just telling you, this organizer. So I bought an organizer. Oh, next thing, you must get compression socks. Get good ones. Get good compression socks. The last thing you want is to get a blood clot. You don't want your legs and your feet to swell up. Okay. Look for some exercises to do while you're sitting in the seat. Curl your toes, flex your feet, get up, march in place, right? It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You're going to be by yourself. There's no one else to depend on but you. So you have to be thinking about this stuff. Okay. Airport. Okay. Airport arrival plan. You have to have a plan. Now, when I did this, I thought, oh, I'll save some money with NCL. Now, NCL has its own flights and its own hotels and will do the transfers for you. If it's your first time to travel by yourself, I highly recommend that you let them do that for you. Okay. I didn't let them do that for me on the front end. I let them do it for me on the back end. Let me know in the comments before if you've solo traveled by yourself. Did you let NCL help you or the other cruise line like Royal Caribbean, Princess? Did you let them help you with that or did you do it all on your own? So it makes it nice. So on the back end, I let them pick the hotel. So from the ship, from disembarkation, we get on a shuttle. They transfer us to the hotel. That hotel, we're going to be there 2 nights. And then when we get ready to get to our to the airport, we get on that shuttle again, and it's called a transfer. And that transfer is all being done through NCL. Well, what I like about that is they're responsible for me. And I know the people that I met, right? And as a result, we're going together. It's safer. You can ask a question. You're not just alone like a lone wolf. So on the front end of my trip, okay, I called the hotel that I made my own arrangements for, and they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have transfer service. Take the taxi or you can take the tram. After being on a plane for 20 hours, I am not about to take a metro deal and then walk cobblestones with my backpack and my rolly thing. I'm just not doing it. I'll pay the taxi. But you need to know these things before you go. You need to know how much they cost. Now, what is the best resource that I have been using to figure out all this stuff? ChatGTP. It's been invaluable. Okay. Because it'll tell you what stops. And when I picked my hotel, I was like, I want one right by the thing. So it's like 3-minute walk, if a 3-minute walk to the train station. So boom, there it is. And so I know about this. Cruise check-in and boarding times. Okay. So about day 20 on NCL is when you can start checking in. That's when you have your check-in time. When are you getting to the boat? Now, for me, I'm platinum. I pretty much just show up and they say, come on. And I bypass all the line. Okay. I bypass the line, so I don't have to do that anymore, which is really great. So since I'm arriving 2 days early, I just have to what do you call it? Uh I get to enjoy that morning of, like, I can have enough time to go get that last pastry or go enjoy the sunrise or something like that in Barcelona, right? Because I picked a later check, not the very last one, but the second to the last one. But if I decide I want to go earlier, then I do. Now, since I did my own accommodation, I will just take a taxi to get there from the hotel. Okay. Now, that's the other thing. Your hotel. You need to find out, will they hold your luggage for you? So you don't want to waste your day. You don't want to have to worry about your luggage. Either get a locker at the airport, right? And they're going to charge you per bag, or ask your hotel, do you have a drop off service where I can drop off my luggage until my room is ready? Okay. Now, when I was looking through the frequently asked questions of my hotel, guess what? I was so happy. They said, hey, first come, first serve, early check-in, as early as 10 a.m. Well, my flight gets in at 8:30. By the time I take the taxi ride, that's like 30, 40 minutes. Boom. Please, Jesus. Right? Let me know how you handle your luggage. Put it in the comments below. If you're still with me, thank you so much. If I've helped you in any way, please like and comment. That helps me tremendously. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I'm almost through the list. Excursion planning do DIY. Okay. Now, with NCL, they have shore excursions. Now, I did this trip last minute, and I mean last minute. I had less than 30 days to get all of this organized and planned. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I picked some shore excursions through NCL because I get that discount, right? I get my platinum discount, and then I get the $50 off credit. So, but there were some things because I was so late in the game, I missed some of the good ones. So I had to kind of go out on my own. And there's something called shoreexcursionsgroup.com. I've used them before. They're really great. They guarantee you back to the ship. Okay. It's very important. If you're a solo traveler, try and stick with NCL because they will not leave you. And I have seen this firsthand. When I went through the Panama Canal, we were 3 hours getting back. And guess what? They had to wait. And they did. But they would, as soon as the last person walked, that ramp went up and we were gone. I mean, before the boat was moving before I even got back to my room going up the stairs, the boat was already moving. So I need you to understand, NCL shore excursions are the way to go. It's a peace of mind. And then as you met some singles, other solo travelers, you'll probably run into them in the shore excursions. Okay. But this time, I did one completely off the grid, and it's a food tour, and it was offered at 10 and at 5 p.m. and it goes to like 4 different places. And if you've ever gone off the grid and did DIY on your shore excursions, put it in the comments. Who did you use? Was it a good experience, a bad experience? I'm very interested to hear. I gave myself plenty of time. Like I'll have like 6 hours to get back to the ship after the shore excursion. So I should be okay. And that's the thing. Notice I gave myself enough time to get back to the ship. The ship wants you back an hour before disembark time. So the time that you see there, so let's say it's say a 6, that means they want to be leaving. The ship wants to be leaving at 6. That means you need to be back, excuse me, by 5. And I always like to try and give myself a little bit more cushion, at least 30 minutes before they ask me to come back. Now that leads me to my next thing. Time. Okay. So, where is it? So I have a clock here, and you might not be able to see it very well, but it's Barcelona and Rome. I have these different times on here because I know that I'm going to need to know what time it is. Right? And you do not want to get that mixed up. And if you need to hold up the line getting off the boat to make sure that you know when you're supposed to be back, ask them. They will tell you. They want to make sure that you get back on time. So you just make sure and then take a picture. You know, they'll have it posted, right? But you're on such a rush. Do not rush this part. Just take a picture of when you're supposed to be back. Okay. Safety awareness. I've kind of already talked about this. If you don't have a money belt, order you a money belt, and then make sure that it has the credit card protection. I think it's RIF or something like that. If you have any tricks about money belts, please put it in the comments below. If you're still with me, mwah, thank you so much for watching. It helps so much. And plan a backup plan for everything, from your money to making sure that you have pictures of everything. Now, I wanted to tell you one other thing is, like, I do a devotional, right? I read a devotional at night, and it's in a book. But what I did last night is I took pictures. I took snapshots on my tablet and said, okay, I'm going to, how do I do this? Okay, camera. So my boyfriend lent me his laptop. Well, actually, he gave it to me. So thank you. If you're listening and you're still with me, thank you. Thank you for the laptop. I mean, not the laptop, the tablet. So the thing is I took pictures of all the days I'm going to be gone. So it's like 11 days or something like that. So I took pictures so I can just read it on my tablet. The next thing is let's say you have a guidebook, just take pictures so you're not having that extra weight with you. Cut down on the weight. The next thing, and I'm pretty much going to leave you with this, if you're still with me, thank you so much, is I don't know about you, but I'm scared and I'm a bit nervous to go. If you're nervous like me, are you going anyway? Just do it. Because the thing is if we don't do these things now, when are we going to do them? Yeah, my knees hurt. Yeah, my hips and all this mess. But our health is our greatest wealth. And I'd much rather have experiences than not go do anything and then have the regret of not doing it. So this window that we have here, right? We need to take it. You need to grab that tiger by the tail and just say, I'm going to press through. If I can do it, you can do it. I assure you. Okay. You just have to be smart about it, which you're being smart. You're watching me, you're trying to gather information. I don't know what your feelings are on Chat GP. tea. Mine are kind of mixed, but I have to say it's been invaluable for me putting this stuff together. Drop in the comment where you're going. Where are you going? What are you most excited about? This has been on my bucket list. I have a vision board. If you have a vision board, say vision, right? And it's been on my bathroom wall for over 10 years. And this trip is on that vision board. And I didn't realize I picked this trip because it was last minute, spare of the moment. And I got to looking at my vision board and I was like, wait a minute. This is happening. It's come true. It's coming true. As I'm talking to you, my dream is coming true. So that's a big deal. So don't let fear stop you, right? No matter what's going on in the world, the Lord's got me in the palm of his hands. The legion of angels that surround me and surrounding you, right? He's got us. So go for it, because who dare stand against us? So those angels that are with those wings and the feathers, guess what? They're surrounding the plane. They're surrounding the ships. It's going to be okay. It is scary, and you got to be smart, right? But you're getting the information. So if you're still with me, thank you so much. I know you could have been doing something else for the last 36 minutes, but you spent time with me. So thank you. And I have a travel playlist. You can subscribe and just check out my playlist. If you've got a restaurant and you see food safety, I teach that. So I have a whole playlist on that. So depending on how you got here and you're a solo traveler like me, welcome. And you're really not alone. That's the other thing. You're really not alone. Because on NCL, they do such a great job connecting the solo travelers. Now, I'm not saying you have to go do everything with them. You don't have to do that. But it always helps on the first or two nights to go meet those people and to say, hi, how are you doing? Just if nothing else, to be familiar with who is the solo traveler. So for me, on that group for Facebook, I threw out there, hey, I got a free dinner. Do you want to go? Because it's a specialty dining. My treat. I had several people say, oh, yeah, me. So I want to do that. I want to repay, because as I was traveling and before I was platinum, I had other solo traveler ladies that said, oh, why don't you come to dinner with me? I want to pay that forward. I don't want that voucher to go unused. So be blessed and enjoy your trip. Bon voyage. Bye-bye.